Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, of course, I'm Joella. Today we have the fashion edition and I'm with...
Hello everyone, my name is Kelly. Today we are bringing you something stylish, dramatic and a little confusing, just like fashion itself.
Yeah, just like Kelly has told you guys, we have fashion. Of course, this is the fashion edition and British English and
US English.
That is American, of course. So here we go. In British English, we call it trouser. For example, I can say I have very many pairs of trousers. How do you call it in American English?
In US English, we call it pants. Just a simple that.
Oh, that's so nice. So in British English, we call it a jumper. For example, I can say I do have very many jumpers. How do you call it in American English?
American English, we say sweater. For example, I have women's sweaters.
Okay, that's nice. So in British English, we call it trainers. For example, I myself, I have very many trainers. How do you call it in American English?
In American English, we call it sneakers. For example, I can say I'm looking for my sneakers.
In British English, we call it dungarees. For example, I can say I have a dungaree at home. How do you call it in American English?
In American English, we call it an overall. For example, I can say I want to put on an overall when I'm going to work.
Oh, that's so nice. So in British English, we call it a swimming costume. For example, me who loves swimming, I have a swimming costume. How do you call it in American English?
American English is just expensive.
Oh, that's nice. So you guys have had swimming costume, swimsuit, just the same words, but of course it's different. In British English, we call it a handbag. For example, us ladies, we have handbags. How do you call it in American English?
American English is for example, can be like I want to buy money.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so in British English, we call it a rucksack. How do you call it in American English?
In American English, we call it a backpack. That's it.
Okay, that's so nice. So in British English, we call it wellies. How do you call it in American English?
In American English, we call it raincoats.
Oh, that's so nice. Just simple like that. So in British English, we call it hair bobo. How do you call it in American English?
In American English, it's called hair tie.
Oh, that's really nice. So you guys have all heard how we call fashion, and of course, just like you know that it's a fashion edition. Yes, so with fashion, of course, now we are going to go maybe for shopping, and of course, when we reach the shopping mall, we are going to get maybe a queue. That's how we call it in British English. And then in American English, how do you call a queue?
In American English, we call it line.
Okay, that's nice. And of course, we have a changing room. So, like after the queue, of course, they have told us to go to the changing room. How do you call a changing room in American English?
In American English, we call it fitting room. The way you can check and buy all the stuff you want.
Okay, that's so nice. So now we're going to pay the bill because of course when you go for fashion, automatically of course those are clothes. Yeah, so fashion here we're talking about clothes. So like we're going to pay the bill. How do you call bill in American English?
American English is a check.
Oh, that's so nice. So you guys have had bill, check. Thank you so much for watching our video. This was the fashion edition. Of course, my name is Joella and
Kelly, thanks so much, Joella, for welcoming me to your channel. Hope to see you next time.
thank you so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, do not forget to